Chamber of Commerce President and also the chairman of the board of the National Black Chamber of Commerce. So we're glad to have you on today. Let me go ahead and introduce my main man over here next to me. We got two of our other colleagues who are out today, but a shout out to them, to Laura, to MC, and also to Buddy Love. But Mike, why don't you say hello to our listening audience?
Peace and blessings to the true and living. Glad to be up and stuck with you this Saturday morning. Ready to go all the way in for a great conversation. How you feeling this morning, President?
Hey, we're good. We're good, Mike. We got an exciting show today with a lot of great information to share. And we're looking forward to rocking and rolling on some very important topics. You know, we had Lobby Day just recently, and we're going to talk to some pretty influential people down in Springfield, special guests who will be coming on here in just a moment to give us a little bit perspective on Springfield and a couple of the bills that they have been spearheading at the same time. But let me, before we get started today, let me just kind of take a moment to acknowledge uh, our past chairman of the board, a legend in the entertainment industry on PR and marketing, Robert Dale, was put to rest this Thursday. And we want to give our condolences to his lovely wife and the family of Mr. Bob Dale, and let him know that God be with you. And you know, we just want to give a shout out for Bob. So, Mike, you knew Bob Dale, and
Yeah.
we knew Bob, and everybody knew Bob. So, give us your perspective on Bob Dale. What do you remember most about Bob?
Oh man, I had a pleasure of knowing him as long as you did. I knew him probably for about, I'll say, 7, 8 years, right? Which gave me enough time to recognize him as an absolutely straight shooter. Super cool dude, though, man. Peaceful journeys to RJ Dale. Being in marketing and media myself, when I first met him, I recognized the magnitude of where he was coming from. I didn't really know at first, how storied he is, not just was, but how storied he is, and just how prolific he is in the Chicago scene and nationally. And once I got to kind of rap with him, I saw some things that he had done in terms of just kind of advocating for black communities and black people over the years, abroad, in other states and everything, on his own before even becoming coming a chamber man and the chairman of the organization there. So just a super cool dude, cool to talk to, really straight shooter and fun
Yeah.
loving guy, a good fun conversation every time.
Well, you know, we were honored to have Bob to be our chair because Bob was an icon from the beginning to be one of the top PR and marketing firms, black firms in the United States was exceptional. He had business with McDonald's. He had the lottery. He was the only African American to ever to have the lottery contract, which was over $100 million contract. Bob Dale was the person. And then so many other people that he's touched their lives in terms of Michelle Flowers, you know, Dorothy Lavelle, Harmeen Hartman.
He represented Bernie Mac, right?
He represented Bernie Mac,
Yeah.
absolutely. But Bob was, and even when you talk about Bob Dale, and you talk about Melody Span Cooper, they had an incredible relationship also. So we were honored to have the best of the best as our chairman, and we just want to give our love to Kathy, his sons, and let them know that anything that we can do for you, let us know. A special shout out to you. And one thing everybody knew about Bob, this incredible smile that he had. But also the other part you had to understand about Bob is that Bob didn't play when it came to his people,
Straight shooter.
and he didn't tolerate, the dancing around that some people do in those meetings in Springfield. We have
Yeah.
Bob cut to the chase, and he was, this all over you if you didn't do it right. And he wasn't afraid to say what needed to be said. And so we were just honored. We will miss Bob forever because he was that kind of guy, and he always supported the chamber. So shout out to Bob, and we hope that we're going to get his son one day to be a part of the chamber board and chamber family. I talked to Damon, and hopefully Damon will decide to become a part of the chamber family and continue the legacy of Robert Dale. So
Peaceful
to the
journeys.
family
Yeah.
and this love. If anyone want to call later on and give their expressions about Bob Dale from your perspective, feel free to call in a little bit later on. Hey, but like you said, we got an exciting show. We're getting ready to rock and roll. And let me just say to you is that we're going to have some special guests coming up. Some powerhouses in Springfield. I'll give you the background in a moment here when we come back from commercial break. But we're going to have State Rep Camille Lilly, and we're also going to have State Senator Doris Turner. They will be in the house. You'll get a chance to hear what they're talking about
Are
in
you ready to
Springfield.
expand your net?
So we're going to be back here shortly, 773-591-1690. Remember, at Wake Up Show Chicago on all of your socials and our YouTube channel. You can be on with us, too. We want you to join the conversation.
Ready to boost your brand's visibility and share your message with our engaged audience? You can. Become a sponsor of the Wake Up Show Chicago and get your brand in the spotlight. Our show reaches a diverse, dynamic, and dedicated audience. Connect with us to learn more about sponsorship opportunities. Call 309-740-4430 today and let's elevate your brand together. Don't miss out on this chance to make an impact. Call 309-740-4430 now.
Represent us in Springfield. And from like the people say, from the west side of Chicago, we have the Assistant Majority Leader, Camille Lilly. She is, let me tell you the committee she's involved in. Appropriation Committee. No, that's important. Health and Human Service, Labor Committee, Commerce Committee, Insurance Committee, Mental Health Committee, Veterans Committee, Public Health, and Museum Art and Culture Enhancement. Miss Lilly, are you online with us?
At the same time.
Let me also introduce, as we're waiting for State Rep Camille Lilly, let me also introduce our other guest. She's on the Senate side of Springfield, and her name is Senator Doris Turner. She is the Agriculture Committee. She's on the Energy Committee, the Health and Human Service Committee, Higher Education, Appropriation Committee, the State Government Committee, and Appropriation Committee. Now, those are some incredible titles that these young ladies have who are moving and grooving down in Springfield. So let's bring Doris on or Camille on at this point. Who do we have on first?
Good morning. This is Senator Doris Turner. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning, Senator. How you doing there? Hey, we're excited to have you on. Tell us a little bit about yourself and tell us a little bit about the bill that you guys have been championing and anything else you want us to understand about Springfield. And then we'll kind of go back from there.
Well, thank you very much for having me on this morning. I always enjoy an opportunity to talk about what's happening in the Illinois State General Assembly. So I have been in the General Assembly since February of 2021, and I represent the 48th District, which is in central Illinois. It's Sangamon and Macon counties. And for those of you who are not familiar with the counties in Illinois, that would be Springfield, Decatur, and Rochester and Chatham, which are a couple of bedroom communities to Springfield.
Fantastic. Now, is this, do we have State Rep Camille Lee? Was that Camille?
That was Senator
Morning. Good morning.
Hey, Camille, how you doing there, State Rep?
I'm good. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Senator.
Good morning. So happy to be on with you this morning.
Hey, well, it's a tag team here.
Ditto. Talk about some good legislation that we are working on together. That's perfect. Thank you, President Ivory, for bringing us together on this morning.
Well, let me say this, guys, as Camille, as you and Senator Turner talk to us and the listening audience here on WVON, is that when I take a look at these committees that you guys serve on and the influence that you guys have, I don't think Black community can be prouder of people who are on these committees that we know care about the position and the interests of Black people. So give us some sense of what do we, outside of your legislation, talk about your legislation that you guys are backing, whatever you want to highlight. And then from there, let's talk about what you think we need to do a better job of as a community in terms of understanding how Springfield work and how we can help ourselves and help you guys at the same time.
Okay. Thank you again, Larry. I just want to say the House Bill 4566, because of the work that the Illinois Legislative Black Caucus has been doing with our pillars and just the stalwart force of many of the Black legislators, we know how diversity strengthens our state. And because of our messaging and our relationships, this particular bill, we're working with the Secretary of State to create a task force that creates diversity, inclusion in business and not-for-profit organization leadership. And this task force will administer many of the conversations and the hopes and dreams of many of the businesses and individuals who want to make sure that we are leading our state forward, creating quality of life, creating dignity of life through business. And what we want to do is once we create the task force, which is an appointment of all, I'm going to say all diversities throughout our states, where we are looking at many disabled people. We have minorities. We have the LGBTQ plus community. We have women. We have Black. We are so focused on inclusion. So, but once this report is completed, which is supposed to begin, all the appointments are supposed to have October this year, and the report will be sent to the governor and the General Assembly in January of 2026. All that work that we're going to be doing with the task force and the Secretary of State and all of his appointees, our goal is to make sure we will increase inclusion, participation, and create opportunities for all Illinoisans who are wishing to do business in the space of business and non-for-profit. As the Assistant Majority Leader in the House, this information is going to guide our speaker and our leadership team to create opportunities for everyone. So I'll stop there and I'll let Senator Turner add to.
You know, I want to say that I came into the Senate. I wasn't involved in the pillars that the Black Caucus put into place. I came in directly after that, but I do want to say that the work that the Black Caucus did with the development and passing those pillars has been legendary in our state, and it has been a major force in bringing and keeping these issues in the forefront, and not just in this business space, but in education, health, finances. It just runs the gamut. So I do want to say thank you and congratulations for the yeoman's work that you all did, Representative Lilly, in putting these pillars in place and giving us a foundation on which to build. And because you know that when with the development of the pillars, we all knew that there was still work to be done, but it definitely gave us a strong foundation on which to build. And that's what House Bill 4566 does. We know that if we increase diversity in our business organizational leadership, that will make a tremendous difference in our communities. When we look at business and look at these small businesses, they are definitely an economic engine in our communities, and we should be involved. We should be participating. And I want to commend you also for the amendment that you did that added the nonprofit space, because that is where there is a tremendous impact on the health and welfare of our communities happens. And it's incumbent upon us to ensure that it's beneficial to all communities. And unless we have that diversity and inclusion in the space of where those decisions are being made, it's not going to filter down to our community. So that piece was extremely, extremely important.
Absolutely.
Well, I just want to say, Senator, you come to the General Assembly at the right time with implementation in front of us, and you have been doing a yeoman job of keeping us focused and keeping us on point in the implementation. Your leadership in the Senate is making the difference for us getting our pillars implemented and us being successful. So thank you.
Well, ladies, let me ask another question here. When you take a look at the work that's being done in Springfield, the legislation that you guys are passing and getting done, what is it that you think from a business organization or from just the average person out there in radio land need to understand about what we can do better to do a better job of participating, getting things done? Do we spend enough time in Springfield from your perspective? What would you tell us in terms of legislators as to what we need, what you would like to see more of from the community and from the listening audience?
I think it's important that everyone stay engaged with their representatives, because I feel like we go to Springfield and the work that we do in our districts to represent you and represent your interests. But we need to hear from you, but we also need that support from you once we go back to do this work. We're in partnership with our communities, and that partnership is only successful and it's only strong if everybody is participating. So, we definitely need the community, all of the community, the business community, educational community, everyone to stay engaged and don't just sit back and wait for someone else to do the work. We all need to be, out in the field working together.
Absolutely. Senator Turner?
I'm sorry. One of the things that I would just add to that, in our efforts, meaning the state, bipartisan is important. Because when we begin to make change, we want to have everyone understanding why that change is important, supportive of change. And we have to continue to work together and educate our colleagues and our communities how important it is for inclusion and diversity and support. So as we work towards reestablishing the Black business districts in our communities, and we continue to express the need for investment in communities that are very vulnerable, that lack infrastructure and the basic essential of a life, that information and that goal and that commitment is understood from a bipartisan lens. What happens with that creates sustainability of us helping communities, helping populations of individuals to sustain quality life here in the state of Illinois with dignity. And so we're very interested in reestablishing our Black business districts throughout the state through investment, so that regular people can shop in their community, because local is important. Local means everything. And doing this work really will change the lives of families in a particular area in our state. So we're very excited that we're able to tell this story and to implement these goals and objectives that establishes diversity and inclusion in the state of Illinois. And I'm very proud to be working with the Secretary of State in this venture to get this stuff done.
That I love that comment about, just strengthening the Black business community, because, I certainly am a part of that community. And I'm wondering, Are there what are could you give me an example of maybe a specific touch point where black businesses can get engaged with you to help in that effort, like a specific touch point, like for instance, this House Bill 50, I'm sorry, 4566. You'll be selecting your the board members, as it were, I suppose, in October. Is that correct?
That is correct.
Okay, so not just using that as an example, are there some specific touch points where the black business community can directly get engaged to help move any particular effort forward that's going to further that agenda of strengthening more black business communities throughout Illinois?
Well, as Senator mentioned, getting engaged and staying engaged, that particular bill, what we would need is the resumes of individuals in your community or throughout the state that would be interested in doing this work and working with this task force. We would love to present those names and those individuals to the governor and the speaker and the Senate so those appointments can move forward. So that's a touch point that we can touch immediately once Senator passes the bill and the governor signs.
I think that, and I do want to really impress upon how important that bipartisanship is. And thank you very much, Leader Lilly, for bringing that up, because I think it's important that people understand that this legislation is not just a piece of legislation that's going to be impactful for Black people in the state of Illinois. It's going to impact our entire state because it's going to strengthen our business communities in a way that we have not experienced before.
Fantastic.
And
we're going to cut to commercial real quick, Senator. If you could just hold that thought, and we'll get right back to you in just a moment. It's the Wake Up Show. Join us live. Be sure to punch up at Wake Up Show Chicago into your browser. You can be on with us too. We have Assistant Majority Leader, Representative Camille Lilly, on the line with us, as well as Senator Doris Turner, sharing some heavy information with us about a bill that they've introduced, House Bill 4566, and on some touch points on how we can get engaged with working with that committee once they put it together there. I apologize for interrupting you there, Senator Turner. I believe that was you that was speaking last. Do you want to pick up your thoughts there?
Oh, no, that's fine. I was just commenting on the point that Leader Lilly made about the importance of the bipartisanship in this effort and the others that the caucus has been bringing forward with the implementation of the pillars. It is important because in that process, we are educating everyone on the importance of these efforts, but also talking about how it's not just a Black issue that's going to affect Black people in the state. It's going to strengthen each and every segment of our state, which will only move all of us, forward in this business space.
Yeah. Well, let me just say again, too, it's been our pleasure to have two distinguished individuals on our show to give us, and we want you guys to come back on the show. But let me also just mention that Camille, State Rep Lilly, we have one of your constituents who's going to be coming on pretty soon, Tina Augustus, and we have also Senator Turner, one of your esteemed friends, I think, Melvita Wilkins, who's going to be coming on also. We're going to be talking about our experience in Lobby Day when we went down to Springfield. Let me also give a shout out to State Rep Camille Lilly. We've been working, as most people are listening audience, I've been working with Dr. Jeffrey Sterling for 6-7 years on Simcoe. And
Yes.
we know these things don't happen without people like yourself. So I want to give a special shout out to State Rep Camille Lilly for her leadership role in terms of continuing to move that agenda forward. So special thanks to you, State Rep Camille Lilly. And I want to give you guys a few moments for any closing thoughts you have. And then we're going to pivot and we're going to have some of your constituents come on and talk about Lobby Day and anything they want to share with us about Lobby Day and our big networking event that's going to be at the Rail Hospital coming up on May the 9th. So whoever wants to go first, Senator Turner, you want to go first with closing comments, and then we'll do Camille Lilly, and then we'll thank you guys for coming on the show and sharing with us.
Sure. I want to thank you for giving me the opportunity to come on with Leader Lilly and talk about this important piece of legislation and how it's really going to strengthen, I believe, our business communities throughout the entire state. This is the second piece of legislation that I've had the opportunity to work on with Leader Lilly. We work on the Underground Railroad Task Force together, and it has been a real joy and an educational experience to work with her on these important issues. And I look forward to getting this over the finish line and really staying engaged with our business communities in order to make a real difference.
Indeed.
Well, thank you, Senator. It's always a joy to work with you. And I just want to go back a little bit. The reason why Mr. Ivey calls me Camille is because we've been working together on Chamber of Commerce since the 80s as a past Chamber of Commerce exec director, let me say volunteer executive director. I really came to understand the issues within the business, the small business district, and just been working with Larry over the years to strengthen. And when I got to Springfield, did create a line item that says the Black Chamber of Commerce. And so every budget period, we really fight to put dollars on that line so that we can really support the Black Chamber of Commerce who are supporting the Black businesses or the Black business districts in the state. So I get excited each time when I see Larry that, we're not aging one bit, Larry. We're just doing the work with the vision of the people who want to be the commerce engines across the state. And we congratulate all the small businesses and all the entrepreneurs because I truly believe that small business is the backbone of America that keeps it vital and keeps it important to the people here in our country. So I look forward to the continued work with each and every one of you.
Hey, well, you Senator Turner and State Rep Camille Lilly, have a beautiful weekend, and we look forward to talking to you soon.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Have a great one.
Take care. Hey, we have Melvita Wilkins, who is the president and CEO of the Metro Decatur Black Chamber of Commerce. Melvita, say hello to our listening audience.
Good morning and hello.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for having me here today.
Fantastic. Hey, but can you give us your perspective? You were part of Lobby Day with us down in Springfield, and you obviously had your Senator Doris Turner on the call too. Give us your perspective of what you kind of got from Lobby Day. How did you feel about Lobby Day from your perspective, and what did you glean from that from your perspective?
I thought Lobby Day was absolutely wonderful this year. We had an opportunity to feel empowered. It was very much an empowering, I'll use that word, day for all of us. A lot of small Black businesses, small Black entrepreneurs who came together, and we were able to use Lobby Day as our platform, to discuss, what we were looking for in everything really, and then including diversity and inclusion. So it was really wonderful. We all came from different places, different backgrounds, but we were there to advocate for the same thing and for the policies that's going to make it much different and much better in the small business.
Fantastic. Hey, let me also bring in my board member. And Melvita, you're going to probably be a board member also with the chamber because Decatur has a seat on the board, and Pat had it. So we're going to have to make a transition to get you on that board. But Tina Augustus is the head of the West Side Chamber of Commerce, and your state rep is none other than Camille Lilly. So, Tina, tell us about your experience. Give us some insight. And you have a big event coming up. We have a big event coming up on May
Yes.
9th. So, talk
Behind
to us
you.
about the
It's
event. Talk to us about your experience in Springfield. And then we're going to double back to Melvita and you in terms of Lobby Day.
Yes. Good morning. Thank you, Larry, and good morning, team.
Good morning.
Good
It's
morning.
always an honor to be on the radio show with you all. And we do have an exciting event coming up. This will be the Illinois State Black Chamber's third business networking event. And our chamber, the Chicago West Side Chamber, has the privilege of being one of the sponsors. It's going to be at Loretto Hospital, located at 645 South Central, is right there off of 290 Expressway. We are so excited, and Loretto Hospital, their foundation, as well as my company, Elevate Services, and then Westside United, we're all coming together to help sponsor this magnificent business networking event. Last month, it was at the Hollywood Theater in Woodfield Mall, and it was phenomenal. There were over 100 business owners rubbing shoulders with each other. They were also enjoying great food from the movie theater. This is an awesome theme uh, um, theater, and so we're not small changing anything. We're having great networking events, and I'm just so excited to just be part of it.
Well, we're excited to both have you and Melvita on the call. We're going to take a couple of calls from the listening audience here, and then we want you guys to stay on because I want you to come back and think about what was the highlight for you on Lobby Day. What did you like the most, and what meetings did you go in, and what was your perspective from that meeting after we take a couple callers? So we're going to pivot. LaDonna, hit our next caller. Get a caller in.
All right, we got Michael. Michael, welcome to the Wake Up Show.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
I heard the phrase quality of life report, specifically as it concerns House Bill 4566 and the bipartisan effort. Let me ask your guest a question, or you. Would you tell the viewing audience how many black legislators are in the Illinois Black Caucus? And could you also talk about the importance of Illinoisans coming to Springfield, specifically as it concerns appropriation as far as committees, as well as when State Senator Doris Turner gets the bill out of the Senate? Is there a possibility that WVON audience members now would be able to lobby the governor, if you can give the governor's number, and the House bill itself, when it gets out the Senate, there will be some type of impact from your organization, as well as from people who are interested in diversity and inclusion, specifically as it concerns small businesses and nonprofits. As a person who helped to write the quality of life healthcare bill, I gave it to myself, Ben Montgomery, and Mark Lovelace gave it to former state representative. The state representative Karen Yarborough, who passed just recently, but a number of years. We gave her that bill, and she worked on it, got it through the House, and State Senator Jackie Collins got it through the Senate. And the governor, because of the fact that we were able to not just deal with Lobby Day, but also making sure that the governor, their office, knew that this bill was important, to be passed from our community. It helped, and we raised
Hey,
$12
Michael.
million.
Hey, Michael. Michael,
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to cut you off a little bit because we got this kind of
of
bucket of
course.
callers, but let's
But
make
if you can
sure that
answer
we.
those questions, I'd appreciate
Why
it.
don't you give us real quick because you went to a number of things. First, you want to know the number of people in the House and the Senate who are African Americans.
Mhm.
That was your first question, and then what was your other question? We want to make sure we answer the question.
So
Okay.
there are 12 senators, and then there are 22 House representatives. So that's they would comprise the Black Caucus. I believe his question was, relatively about engaging with this particular bill, 4566, I believe it was. And they're going to be they will have those positions filled in October, I believe she said. So we should be trying to engage with that obviously before then to get our resumes in and so forth and kind of get in alignment with that. And I'm quite sure the chamber is going to be active in trying to make that connection and maybe facilitating that in some capacity.
Yeah, Michael, what we'd like for you to do, take down this number 309-740-4430. That's the chamber number. Give us a call and we will make sure that we can follow this piece of legislation, have them back on the air perhaps, and make sure that we do exactly what you just talked about. So thanks for your comments. We'll take the next caller.
Well, let's before we take another caller, we got a break coming up here,
Okay.
and I know we do have we have a number of other House bills and Senate bills that we are supporting too that we're going to be talking about in the near future as well. So keep it locked for that. This is the Wake Up Show, and we up.
Are you ready to expand your network?
Wake Up Show Chicago on the interwebs. Punch it in your browser. You will be dialing in with us. And you can also dial in and join the conversation at 773-591-1690. I'm excited for this networking piece that's coming up on the 9th, no doubt. Tina, can you tell us how can you get registered for that? You're muted.
Yeah, sorry. So on Monday, the link will go live for business owners, residents, those who are either on the west side, south side, north side, and in the state of Illinois to register. We'll be sending out an e-blast, the Illinois State Black Chamber, as well as our chamber, to all of our constituents. And so just be on the lookout for that email.
And it'll be on the website.
Yes, it will be on the website.
ilbcc.org.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, and
Yes.
I'm digging
And
that.
on the Facebook too, social media as well.
Absolutely, and I'm really digging that the new venue there too at the hospital. I'm eager to see what that's going to look like, and
It's
just kind of
beautiful.
be part of that there. We do have more callers that we want to jump into, get them into the conversation. Remember, 773-591-1690. You can join us too.
Hey, Charzelle, welcome to the Wake Up Show Chicago.
Hey, thank you for having me.
Peace and blessings.
Hey, go right
Can
ahead.
you guys hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
go
Can
right
you guys-
ahead.
Yes. No. Thank you guys for having me. My experience down there at the lobby day was very, very different, very interesting. That was my first one. Just going down there, I was able to see all of the prominent Black businesses together. Sorry, guys, I'm at my son's nephew's soccer game, but it was just very, 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 very inspiring to see. And what I learned is just teamwork, understanding, keeping our officials together, keeping them
Accountable.
accountable is the word that I'm looking for. And then also too, I would like to see ways that we can build camaraderie as far as helping businesses get together, build credit, become vendors, like study groups, small groups to help that become more possible.
I love that
But
idea.
overall, it was a great experience. I just, just the networking. Everybody was warm, teaching us exactly what we need to do to get to the next steps of our businesses, and holding our officials accountable. So I definitely look forward to the next one for sure.
Absolutely. Hey, make sure that you give us a call at 309-740-4430. We love that idea about little work groups in terms of how
Study
we help
groups.
each other. That's a brilliant idea, man. So give us a call back and let us make sure that we implement that. We're going to take the next call, and then we're going to come back to Melvita to give us a little bit of insight of what was most important to her from Lobby Day.
All right, we have Marielle. Marielle, welcome to the Wake Up Show Chicago.
Good morning. My
Good
name is
morning.
Amarielle. I'm here to share my experience at Lobby Day. It was my first experience as well. And as a young entrepreneur who's still building my business, I was very inspired and in awe to see how my people advocated for us in such an intellectual way. And I also enjoyed how we were heard. I liked how they were receptive of what was said. And I just believe that the more we continue to advocate within our communities and outside of our communities, and people realize that they are needed and purposeful in this world, that we will come together in numbers and we will be in unity. I think that's one of the issues, that people don't realize that you are needed. So
Super.
thank you.
Hey,
That's
we
very well
thank you
said.
for those comments, and like Mike said, well said. And love to maybe have a deeper conversation with you and your business as we continue to move forward. Hey, can we take one more call, and then we will then pivot back to our special guests, Tina and Melvita. So
All right, we we got our very own Miss Terry Simmons on the line. Hi,
Terry
Terry.
Simmons.
Good morning. Good morning, LaDonna and team. How are you all this morning?
All is well.
We're
Good morning.
Good to talk to you guys. And it's just so rewarding to hear all of the great comments about Lobby Day. Larry, I just want to continue to salute you and your team and all of the great work that you're doing and how you're being so collaborative, bringing everyone to the stage and highlighting how important our work is when we do it together as a family and as a unity and as a network and as a team, and just being accountable to ourselves as business owners. I am excited about continuing to do the work, being there on the 9th with the West Side Chamber with Tina, and then just excited about just continuing to work with you all as you gain momentum to do the hard work. I want to thank our Camille Lilly and Representative Parker and all of the others who's doing the hard work down in Springfield to bring about change and making sure diversity, equity, and inclusion is at the forefront. And so I just want to thank you guys for continuing this great work and salute you all. And thanks for having me on this morning.
Thank you, Terry. Terry is one of our great partners. So let's go back to Melvita. Give us and we're going to have a bit networking meeting down in Decatur. So we're going to work on that. And we're going to invite the whole state down to Decatur, and we're going to show up and show out. How's that sound?
That sounds awesome. That sounds awesome.
Okay,
Yes.
so give us your highlights of what you like most.
So, absolutely love the day. And I'm a huge networker. So I love meeting people and networking and seeing what other people are doing, what other kind of businesses are going on. And it was definitely an opportunity to be able to do that. But I wanted to highlight so that our listeners know, kind of like what the day, went. It was very organized, Larry, and we were able to go to a lot of different departments, a lot of different, basically we went all over the state. That was awesome how your organizers had, set all of that up. We were able to go to CMS. We could go to, we learned about some technology. There was grants and things from DCEO. There was an opportunity to go to the Department of Corrections, I believe. And IDOT. So it was a field day of learning, of coming together, of seeing what all happens in the state. And we had the leaders of all of those departments listening to us and listening to our needs, and then bringing information and opportunities to us. So it wasn't just one thing we could pinpoint, because it was so much that day offered. And I think it was well spent. We showed up. We were started the day out in front of the Lincoln statue at the Capitol. We were there. And as a previous caller said, the unity was there, the cohesiveness, the collaborating, all of that was present at Lobby Day. And so I enjoyed all of those things, and how you and your organizers were able to bring that together. And I was able to see Leader Camille and Lily, and then also Senator Turner was there. So they were all present and showed up, and as well as some other leaders. And at the networking event, you had big corporations like ComEd and Ameren who were present. And, utilities are very important to all of us in small businesses. So it was just a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, Leader Wilkins, President and CEO of the Metro Decatur Black Chamber of Commerce. You're doing a fantastic job down there, and we look forward to having the collaboration of a big networking meeting down in Decatur, Illinois. Tina,
Yes.
hey, give us your perspective, Tina.
Well, one thing I can say is I have a privilege of seeing things from both sides, from the organizing side of Lobby Day to being a participant. And this is a well-oiled machine. And I also had the opportunity of riding the bus from Chicago, from the West Side to Springfield. Our bus was practically full. So when we converged on Springfield, we were there with over 100 other business owners right there in front of the state capitol. It was amazing. I'll tell you, seeing all those business owners coming together for one cause, and that is to lobby in Springfield. And so I also was in the Capital Development Board meeting. There were quite a few business owners there. We had an opportunity to ask questions. And one important piece that I want to say to the listening audience is to go to the Capital Development Board website and make sure you register. And that's for those who are looking to get contracts with the state of Illinois. That's just one area where you could get a contract. And so we need to sound the horn and just put it out there so we can increase the number of Black-owned businesses who are getting contracts with the state of Illinois. And so it was amazing, just the questions that were asked. I had to hire a photographer. I know Larry always have a photographer, but our chamber had to have a photographer so that we can make sure that we were capturing as many images as we could of us coming together as Black-owned businesses. And I know that Melverta had kind of like went down our whole agenda, which was awesome. It was amazing.
Yeah, and you guys were also a part of the press conference where we had the press conference in the Blue Room where we talked about the attack on diversity, equity, and inclusion. And that was a great press conference. So we got one other caller here. Let's take the caller, and then we're going to come back to you guys in a few moments, and then we'll probably be time to wrap it up.
All
So,
right.
LaDonna, who's the next caller?
Yes. Good morning, Bonita. Bonita, sorry. Welcome to the Wake Up Show Chicago. Kind of wrap it up in like 20 seconds if you can.
Okay, I'll try. Good morning, and thanks for taking my call, LaDonna. Thank you, Larry. It was a great event. This was my very first time coming, and I'm a Southsider, and I've already plotted my next years if God says so. However, Larry, since I only have 20 seconds, and I'm please forgive me if I'm out of order for asking so, but Robert McKay from the Focus Show at 4:00 on Sunday would like to speak to you about the trade. And if you could just tell him what was of value at Lobby Day for the trade. Is that possible?
Sure, absolutely. I just give him my phone number.
Okay.
And if you call our office will go directly to my assistant, So call 309-740-4430 and just let them know you want to talk to me, and I'll be on my way back from here to head home. So give me a call. But you got to just give me a couple more minutes. What did you like most about the
Oh
lobby
my
day?
goodness, I loved the Department of Commerce, I think /Energy with Hillary. That was so enlightening, and the whole event, the Department of Transportation, Revenue, all of that was very inspiring. But my absolute favorite was the Department of Commerce, in case I'm getting it wrong, with Hillary.
Okay,
She gave us a lot of insight as to how we can even preserve our community, and maybe some of those that, when they get a little bit better financially, will start to stay in the community instead of leaving.
Absolutely. Hey, well, we enjoyed your comments. We're going to pivot back real quick to our guests real quick. No, Mike, go ahead.
No, I'm just giving you that 1 minute signal there so we can keep it moving. But it is really, really great, and it's very heartening to hear so many first time participants at Lobby Day, and that they were so tuned in there. So I'm really loving that.
Yeah. So real quick, Melvita and Tina, just a quick comment that you want to close out with, and then we're going to have, from our producer, we're going to have LaDonna Ray say one quick comment also to her. She's steadied and doing a fantastic job for us. MC is out, and so is Buddy Love. But we got a team, and a team works together and fills in when the other person can't. So go ahead real quick, and then we're going to steal a minute from WVON. I'll let Melody know she can charge the sport. Go ahead.
Okay, then I'll just go ahead. Meet us on Thursday, May the 9th for our next business networking event at Loretto Hospital. Don't forget, it's going to be at 645 South Central from 5 to 7:30 p.m.
Thank you. Melvita?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for the opportunity this morning. We're looking forward to hosting you in Decatur. We'll make it great. So plan to come on down and we'll make it all happen.
The turn up is real.
LaDonna Ray, what you got for us?
Man, I just want to say thank you so much, everyone, for listening. Make sure you go to our social media platforms and follow, subscribe, tell everybody. I want to give a shout out to Chris Williams, who is also helping produce this beautiful show. And make sure you guys tune in each and every Saturday on the Wake Up Show Chicago. We are on YouTube. I'm LaDonna Ray. What you say? I got my own show, but I ain't going to talk about it.
Hey.
And I'll see you all next Saturday.
The Wake Up Show.
Peace and blessings.